Hello friends, now let us consider another example on timer interrupt. So the question is, write a program to generate a square wave of a 50 Hz frequency on pin P1.2. Square wave of 50 Hz frequency. This is similar to example 9.12 except that it is used as an interrupt for timer 0. So here it is not using 8-bit auto reload mode, we are using the 16-bit timer process. It is not 8-bit auto reload process, but it is 16. So in 16 bits, we have to load continuously the value in TL and TH register of timer 0. So here the program is this ORG00. As you know that the microcontroller observes its all the status from 00 when it is reset. So ORG00, then again it is I'll jump main. So it jumps to the main program, that is main. And this main program is started from 30H because between 0 and 30 we utilize our interrupt vector table roam location only. Therefore our main program is from 30H only. Then we are using here timer 0 in mode 1, that is 16-bit timer, and it is timer 0. Therefore the value in T mode register, it is equal to this one 00000001B. So 01B indicates we are using mode 1 and it is at LSB side, that is lower 4 nibbles, therefore it is timer 0. Now for 50 Hz frequency, the count value required in TH and TL register, it is equal to DC00. So higher byte will be in TH0 register and lower byte in TL register. So here it is move TL0 comma has 00 and move TH0 comma has DCH. Now we are using not polling method using JNB TF0 comma label, but we are using interrupt process, timer interrupt process. Therefore we need interrupt enable register. So in interrupt enable register, the value required it is has 28 because we are using timer 0 interrupt. Timer 0 interrupt. Why it is 82? Because we are using timer 0, and to enable the interrupt process, our first enable acknowledge the interrupt. Then here this is for all the interrupt, this would be 1. Then this is 0 0 0 0 0 1 and 0. Why it is 1 here? Because we are using timer 0 interrupt. So therefore the value move IE comma has 82H in IE register. Then start the timer. Okay. So simultaneously you just wait till TF flag is affected or not. Then S jump here. When this status of the timer flag is equal to 0 to 1, then it stops its executing its all the tasks and jump to its vector table. So this is the interrupt vector table when TF is equal to 1. Then it starts as we are using timer 0. So observes the timer 0 interrupt vector location, that is it is from 00 BH. And our requirement is square wave 50 Hz frequency. Therefore complement port P1.2. Okay, so if it is the status of the signal it is high, then it complements, therefore it becomes 0. But here we are using timer 0 mode 1, which is not 8-bit or auto reload. It is 16-bit, but we have to load continuously all the time. Whenever the TF is equal to 1, we have to load the value in TH and TL register. Therefore, here we are writing additional instruction, same instruction, which is in our main program, also in the interrupt vector program also, that is move TL comma TL0 comma 0H and move TH0 comma has 0 DCH, the same value to create the 50 Hz frequency, and then return from its interrupt. Okay. So here, this is all about how to utilize this 16-bit timer and timer zero interrupt process. Now, one more interrupt is external hardware interrupt. So there are two external hardware interrupt. That is INT interrupt 0 and INT 1. Other name is EX0 and EX1. So here, external hardware interrupt, when any external hardware connected to the 8051, so the external hardware like IR sensor or any other speed sensor, we may connect to the port P3.2 and P3.3 of 8051. So that port pin numbers are 12 and 13. So these two pins are used as an external hardware interrupt. And interrupt vector table location for this INT0 and INT1, as you know that now it is 003H and 001. This is separately assigned for external hardware interrupt. But there are two types of the external hardware interrupt process. Either it is level trigger or edge trigger. So first of all, what do you mean by level trigger or edge trigger? So let us first consider the level trigger interrupt. So by default, the status of port, it is always high. Status of port is always high, like this. Let us consider. So here, the status of port is always high. Okay. Anytime, right? So INT0 and INT1, I means it is equal to 1. Are normally high. If low level signal is applied to them, low level signal, that is ground signal if it is applied. Okay, so whenever it is only through switch or any other device only. So through switch, when low level signal, this is high level signal. When low level signal is applied to this pin, it means the status of this pin is now low. So this indicates that now the status of this, it is equal to 0. Status of this pin is equal to 0 only. Status of this pin is equal to 0. So generally the status of these pins are always high when low level signal is applied. It is through switch. When the switch is connected, then the ground connection will be appear at INT0 or INT1, and this indicates that it triggers the interrupt. Then microcontroller stops whatever it is doing and jump to the interrupt vector table to service the interrupt. So ये ऐसा है कि भाई आपका IR सेंसर है वो by default the status of port is equal to high. जैसा ही IR interrupt हुआ तो उसका status क्या हो जाएगा, low. अब जैसे ये low होता है तो उसी टाइम पे अगर आपको कोई डिवाइस एक्टिव करना है तो वो हम एक्टिव कैसे करेंगे, तो microcontroller jump to its interrupt vector table to perform the interrupt. So low level signal at the INT pin must be removed before the execution of the last instruction. So यहाँ पे स्टेटस ये जो इसका जो 0 स्टेटस है उसको आपको क्या करना है, उसको रिमूव भी करना है. अगर वो रिमूव नहीं किया तो क्या करेगा, तो वो इट एक्सेप्ट्स अनदर इंटरप्ट अवेलेबल. सो अदरवाइज अनदर इंटरप्ट विल बी generated. So the last instruction is very required in interrupt vector table location, that is RETI. So this method is called, this trigger is called the level trigger or level activated interrupt. So let us consider one example on level trigger. So assume that INT pin is connected to a switch that is normally high. That is obviously our port pins are always high initially without any instruction. It is always high. Means high means it has a logic 1 or level of voltage at that port pin is 5. Whenever it goes low, it is only by switch only. Whenever it goes low means the status of the pin, it is from 5 to 0. It should turn on LED. So this is our requirement, turn on the LED. now LED is connected to port P1.3 and it is normally off. So status of LED normally when it is connected, it is normally off. When it is turned on, it should stay on for a fraction of second. So फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड का मतलब क्या है कि जैसे आपने स्विच प्रेस किया, इसका मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि ऑन हो गया, स्विच को अगर आपने रिमूव कर दिया तो वो ऑफ हो जाए। जैसे आप स्विच ऑन कर दो, थोड़ी टाइम के लिए आपका एलईडी ऑन होना चाहिए। ओके, as long as the switch is pressed low, LED should stay on. As long as the switch pressed low, LED should stay on. So let's start this program. So beginning of this program is org00h. I'll jump again. This is the basic requirement and our main program will be started from 30 only. So here our main program, so I'll jump. Main means this instruction jumps to the main program, that is 30h. Okay, because our main program started from 30h. Then here important is only IE register. How to enable the IE register for external interrupt pin INT1. So here IE's value is 10000100. So here the third D2 bit, that is third D3 bit, sorry, D2 bit is equal to 1. Why it is equal to 1 and rest are 0 except this EA equal to 1? Because here we are using external interrupt INT1. So let us observe this IE register again. So here, as we are using INT1, that is ET1 only, sorry, external hardware interrupt 1, that is EX1 only, and this is the EX1. So here the status of EX1 is equal to 1 because we are using external hardware interrupt. So here it is 1, and to acknowledge all the interrupts, this must be 1 for all the interrupts. Okay, rest are 0. So here it is 1, then this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is also 0. We are using the interrupt 1, external hardware interrupt, therefore this is equal to 1, this is 0 and 0. Therefore here move IE comma has 1000 and sjump here. So here we are just enabling the process, that is external hardware interrupt to process. Whenever this external hardware interrupt to process external hardware interrupt occurs, then it jumps to its external hardware interrupt vector location, and that vector location that we define here, it is for external hardware interrupt 1, it is 001. So microcontroller stop its task and jump to its interrupt location of external hardware interrupt 1, that is 13, and our task is what? Turn on the LED. So that is a set bit P1.3 because LED is connected to P1.3. Okay, so this is set bit. Why it is set? Because initially it is in normal off condition, and therefore it's set to 1 value. Then wait for a while, and for this we don't require any timer to wait. We just waste the time by using the register R3, load the highest value in register R3 that has 255, and just decrement this for a while because there is no time defined here. Therefore, we are using only DJNZ instructions. So this DJNZ decrement continuously. Therefore, it wasted the time by counting the value of 255 into the machine cycles and the time required for execution of instructions. Then again clear this speed 1.3 because our requirement is what? As long as the switch is pressed low, LED should stay on, and when switch is removed, then clear it, and when it is turned on, it should stay on for a fraction of second. Therefore, we are using here some fraction of seconds by using the R3 register and decrementing the R3 register, and then clear P1.3. यहाँ पे ये स्टे रहेगा, ऑन रहेगा पूरा टाइम जो है for a fraction of second it is on. So the status of P1.3 during this decrement process of register R3, it is equal to high, and when it is rolls over to 0 value decrement R3 value is equal to 0, and clear the status of port P1.3. then return from its interrupt. तो ये कहाँ पे जाएगा, फिर से यहाँ पे वो चेक करता रहेगा. जैसे फिर से इंटरप्ट आया, ओके, फिर से LED status is high, turn on for a fraction of second, then clear the status of LED. Again, return to its main program. So यहाँ पे आएगा, it checks continuously. So through this process only, here we are utilizing the external hardware interrupt task, and simultaneously we are turning on the LED also. So this is all about the low level trigger using external hardware interrupt. So this is the basic structure. When LED is connected to port P1.3, our pin used for the external hardware is INT1 pin, and here this is the switch connected to INT. So generally the status of INT is high. So here when the switch is on the position 1 only, then the VCC will be connected to INT pin. When switch is pressed, so how to provide the low level signal from high level? So this is at high level volt signal. When this switch is moved from here to here, then this ground will be connected to INT1. So it moves from high to low level. So therefore it is called low level trigger. So in 8051, when we are using the level trigger, or how many times this low level trigger we can accept to avoid the malfunction. So that is the sampling low level trigger interrupt. So P3.2 and P3.2 are used for normal input output, normal, and also it is used for external hardware interrupt. But when normally it is as an input output port, then we cannot use as an external hardware 0 and external hardware interrupt 1. But when we use this INT0 and INT1, that is for external hardware interrupt, it is not serves as an input output, but it serves as an interrupt only. And we can utilize it is only if we use this IE register. So after hardware interrupts are enabled, the controller keeps sampling the INT pin for low level signal once each machine cycle. So it utilizes only each machine cycle for each low level signal. The pin must be held in low state until the start of execution of high. So we have to press this pin continuously at a low state for particular machine cycle. So if INT pin is brought back to the logic high before the start of execution of ISR, there will be a no interrupt. मतलब अगर आपने स्विच प्रेस कर दिया है और आपका आधा मशीन साइकिल गया और उससे पहले ही आपने अगर ये आपने हटा दिया हाथ और फिर से तुरंत रखा हाथ स्विच के ऊपर, तो उससे क्या होगा, वो आइडेंटिफाई करेगा कि कोई इंटरप्ट आया नहीं अभी तक. So if INT pin is left at a low logic after IDT instruction of ISR, another interrupt will be activated after one instruction is executed. So here at least the low level signal must be around, duration of this low level signal must be around 4 machine cycle, and the 4 machine cycle is time, equivalent time is 4 into our 1 machine cycle time, that is 1.085 microseconds. So this is around 4 microsecond is required for low level signal. Minimum width of this low level signal is 4 into 1.085 microsecond, that is we actually require. So pin must be held in a low state until the start of ISR execution. This must be, so इतने टाइम के लिए तो एटलीस्ट आपका ये जो मशीन है वो लो लेवल पे होना ही चाहिए. आपका जो सिग्नल है वो इतना टाइम होगा तभी वो रिकॉग्नाइज होगा. अगर 3 मशीन साइकिल मतलब 3 माइक्रोसेकंड के लिए होगा तो वो लो लेवल सिग्नल नहीं कंसीडर. मिनिमम लो लेवल सिग्नल ड्यूरेशन मस्ट बी 4 मशीन साइकिल, that is 4 into 1.085 microsecond. This is for INT1 as well as INT1 as well as INT0 also. So this is all about external hardware or low level trigger. If you have any query, please repeat this video and please properly read your book so that you will get the proper understanding on this interrupt program. Thank you very much.